Hello all you Spooky Corner fans. Today I bring you to a spooky cemetery in San Diego. San Diego has a rich history with its earliest inhabitants dating back nearly 9,000 years. Its beautiful natural scenery, pristine shoreline, and abundance of cultural and historical sites attract many visitors each year. But amongst all this, there exists another side to America's finest city, the darker, more mysterious side that draws in those intrigued by the paranormal. And it's no surprise that in a city so many centuries deep in history, there are places where the spirits of the dead seem to linger, not wanting to move on to the other side. They appear in many different forms, whether intending to haunt or just tormented by their uncertain existence. Their presence has been witnessed time and time again. In Old Town San Diego Historic Park, there is a place called El Campo Cemetery. It's a seemingly peaceful burial ground where many of San Diego's deceased were laid to rest for all eternity. The cemetery, located in the Old Town San Diego Historic Park, was built in 1849 and was used until 1880. It's just a few blocks away from the city's most haunted building, the Whaley House. Founded as a Catholic cemetery, today only 477 of the original graves are still visible. It is said that the burial ground is only a fraction of what it used to be. All seemed to be well at El Campo Santo until the city began to grow and the needs of the living seemed to supersede the respect for the dead. So when the people in San Diego saw a need for more roads, several graves were removed and relocated. A horse-drawn streetcar line was constructed that ran right through the cemetery, and later this same streetcar line became a modern road. Many graves were just paved over, leaving the souls of the dead trapped under the road. Residents and business owners in the surrounding area of the cemetery have reported witnessing disturbing poltergeist events, inexplicable electrical outages, lights going on and off, and appliances and alarm systems going off for no reason at all. Could it be the spirits of those whose body were so grossly disrespected crying out? Many seem to think so. Visitors to the area have also been spooked by their car alarms going off or being unable to start their vehicle when they parked in the lot in front of the graveyard. Another sign that the souls of the dead were not happy. But perhaps the most telling indication that El Campo Santo Cemetery is haunted is the fact that several ghosts have been seen, including the ghost of Yankee Jim Robinson, who was hung on the property of the Whaley House before it was constructed. Witnesses have recounted seeing other apparitions as well, some dressed in period costume, others that seem to glide above the graves, then disappear as they are approached. Freezing cold spots and floating orbs, flashes of light, and shadowy figures have also been reported. One such resident of Campo Santo, who has more cause for rage than most, is Antonio Garra. A chieftain of the Cupeño tribe, Garra lived in the mid-19th century. It was a time of strife between the United States and the Cupeños. The tribe was engaged in a civil disagreement with San Diego, which had begun levying taxes against them while denying them the right to vote. Chief Garra brought that civil disagreement into the realm of the decidedly uncivil when he led a violent uprising in 1851. The execution of Antonio Garra added insult to injury. Forced to stand before a firing squad next to his grave so that his body would fall directly in, Garra was also asked to beg forgiveness of the crowd. After a few moments' thoughts, Garra found his final words. "Gentlemen, I ask your pardon for all my offenses and expect yours in return." Chief Garra was telling the onlookers that they should ask him for his forgiveness for their treatment of him and his Cupeño people. Naturally, they did not. The last thing Gara heard was the crack of the gun before blackness overtook him. This is a prime material for a haunting, and visitors of Campo Santo today have reported hearing the cries of Cupeño warriors and their gunshots in the distance. Chief Gara is occasionally visible standing on nearby rooftops or lurking in the cemetery itself. It's said that he will duck out of sight quickly in the cemetery, but is fearless and defiant at a distance. Another well-known ghost of Campo Santo Cemetery is the spectral remains of a prostitute from the early 1800s. Refused burial inside the cemetery, the story goes, the woman cursed the populace of the town. She is denied entrance even in death, and today can be seen prowling the main gate. Although she will not allow people to come too close, she appears as a woman wearing a low-cut dress, long skirt, and a bandana. She walks up and down the fence, impossibly silent, and simply walks away if approached. A beautiful floral wreath hung on the gates is said to be the locus of her spiritual power. The wreath was hung by the cemetery's owners and has come to symbolize the prostitute. Like her, the wreath hangs just outside the gate, never inside. Although cemeteries aren't always haunted, when they do attract ghosts, they do so in the most dramatic way possible. At Campo Santo, the desecration of the graves has brought out a huge number of other spirits. Strange figures have been spotted in the night, faintly glowing and appearing to float above the ground. Some people have thought they were employees of the cemetery, but even the most cursory investigation will prove this false. These ghosts could be anyone, any of the hundreds and hundreds of people who were buried over the years. Cold spots permeate the area, and visitors walking through often experience quick bursts of chill, as though an icy finger was brushing over their flesh. In the mid-1990s, the local business owners decided they had had enough. Pooling their funds, they hired a professional ghost hunting crew to find the source of the hauntings and put an end to it. Teaming up with an exorcist, the group performed an elaborate ritual intended to drive away the spirits, and it worked to an extent, for a time. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so we can send you some updated videos.